This is the second video on Factorising for Year 10 higher classes. What we are going to do today is read the knowledge organiser, watch the video and work through the examples on page 1, try the questions from the page 2 of the knowledge organiser and then complete any Maths Watch work set. So today we are going to be factorising quadratic expressions. Now, yesterday we factorised into single brackets. Note that we can't factorise either of these into single brackets because there isn't a common factor that runs throughout these numbers. The other thing to notice is there is a quadratic and 3 terms in this, so we're going to factorise into 2 sets of brackets. When you expanded double brackets, you came out with an expression that looks like this earlier in the year. So to do this, we're going to use these key numbers here. So what we want our numbers to do is we want our brackets to, the numbers in our brackets to add to the number in the middle, and we want it to times to give 8. Okay, so we're going to look at factor pairs of 8, and if we have a look, we go 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Now 1 and 8 add to give me 9, but 2 and 4 add to give me 6. So what would happen is, in my double brackets, I would have x plus 2 and x plus 4. And that would be that expression factorised. Now I'm going to prove this for you by just expanding these brackets down here so you can see that it makes up to give us that. So if I was to expand these brackets, I would get x squared plus 2x plus 4x plus 8. And that gives me my x squared plus 6x plus 8. So we can see that those middle numbers, those 2 numbers there, are what our middle terms are, because this is times by x and this is times by x, and that's going to add together to give our middle number. And we can see that these 2 numbers here are times together to give us our last number, which is where this comes from. So again, we want our numbers for this one, I'm going to work through, we want our numbers to add to give us 2. But we want them to times to give minus 15. That means that we're going to have, if we're going to have a negative 15, we need one number to be positive and we need one number to be negative. So again, I would write my factors of minus 15 down. So I can have minus 1 and 15. I can have 1 and minus 15. I can 3 and minus 5. And I can have minus 3 and 5. I then look at these factor pairs. Which of these add together to give me 2? Well, it's going to be this one here, because minus 3 add 5 gives me 2. So what I do is I go x plus 5, x minus 3. And that gets you your answer there. Now, for our next example, notice that there is only 2 terms. That's the same as x squared add 0x minus 16. Your middle numbers have cancelled out. Now this is called the difference of 2 squares, because what's happened here is you've had x squared, for example, plus 4x minus 4x minus 16. I know the answer here, so I'm showing you what it would be. And these numbers have cancelled out. What you've not got here is a square number. The square root of 16 is 4. So what goes in the brackets is x plus 4, x minus 4, because our middle terms have cancelled out. I'm going to show you another one of these. So if we had x squared minus 36, the same thing happens here. The square root of 36 is 6, and we've had the same number in the middle. So you get x squared plus, sorry, I'll change that to x plus 6, x minus 6 in your brackets. And when you expanded that, you would have got x squared plus 6x minus 6x minus 36, and these would have cancelled out. Okay? What I would like you to do is use the examples from this video to complete page 2 of your knowledge organiser, and then any MathsWatch work set.